Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Thank you for joining me once again for one of these diary entries, and we are coming up with a brand new Pokemon TCG Pocket new pack here. Before we really get into the new pack, though, let's take a peek at some of the pulls that I had gotten between the last set release and the current one, starting off with this Mega Gardevoir EX, another immersive art one. Really thrilled about getting another one of those so that you can have at least two in the deck there. And then there was also this cute little mouse hold there. Really going off with getting many pairs, I guess. You have the ones in the top there that are having some lychee berries. You have the ones in the middle that are having these toadstools, and then you've got some on the bottom that are just sleeping pretty peacefully. Honestly, just a really cute card. And then we also got this rainbow rare SIR Meowscarada, which it looks cool, but it doesn't really have a lot going on. It's just like looking at them from almost in profile there, and they're like, aha, like I've got the flower trick, but then it's just like it doesn't seem like a whole lot's going on. So it's actually probably one of my least favorite one of these rainbow rare SIRs. But did end up getting another shiny Clefable. So, got the nice little green ear tips. And would you look at that? There was a second one. Getting a lot of copies there. At least I could trade one if I really wanted to. And I got a full art Arven here, which, I mean, hey, getting a full art, that's pretty decent here. But specifically, it came from a Wonder Pick. So being able to, get it from Wonder Pick is really nice. Not many times that you necessarily get them from there. So being able to do that is nice. And I also got this Rainbow Rare SIR Mega Mawile EX pounding away with their twin tail monster mouth hair pieces. As you can see, they've got some sort of rocks that they have in them, and then they crush them down. So I don't know if they're just picking them up to add some extra weight, or if they're just trying to crunch them down. It's a little bit hard to tell, but a little bit more dynamic than the Meowscarada. A lot more colorful, very colorful palette on this one here. And then to go along with the shiny full art Lugia EX, this shiny Ho-Oh EX full art ended up coming through. So if I really wanted to bling it out, I can pull them in together if I really wanted to. And additionally, ended up getting this full art Yveltal. Now, nothing super fantastic about the card itself, but the artwork, I think it really goes into, it's supposed to be like a little bit of death, destruction, and having it go into the middle of the city, being just like a big force there, curling up as if it's about to unleash something, does give it a little bit of menace to it. And another SIR Rainbow Rare here of this Jianpao EX, giving off a big roar at the top of the mountain, instigating a giant blizzard out of nowhere. Just a big hit on that one there as well. Jianpao was my favorite of the 4 treasures. And surprise here, there was a second immersive art within the packs there that ended up being part of the festival, and I'm pretty thrilled about getting one of those. But so now that we finished those up, let's get back into the new packs. Mega Shine, and it looks like we're going to be getting some new shinies, but specifically of Mega Pokemon. We've got a nice little Mega Gengar, Mega Charizard on the front there, but other than that, I don't really see too many other Megas on here, because I see shiny Dragonair, shiny Mew, shiny Pineco, shiny Ponyta, and we'll have to see if there's anything on the back here. I guess when we open up these individual ones, but I'm gonna guess that this is very similar to the other shiny one that we got, where there's gonna be a whole lot of shinies. That maybe there's a better rate for them in these. We'll have to see, because we have been getting shinies in every pack. But let's see here. Okay, nothing on the back there. It's just the nice bright sunshine that we had kind of very similarly previously. So let's see what we got. Maintenance. Item card, shuffle 2 cards from your hand into your deck, draw a card. If you can't shuffle in 2 cards, you can't use this. Okay, going to say this card kind of sucks, because you use the card from your hand, and then you need another 2 cards in your hand to shuffle away, and then you only draw 1, so you're down 2 cards. That's kind of bad. So, honestly, I don't think that this really has much use. Like, sure, if you have like a ton of cards in your hand, you're like, man, I can't use any of this, but there's also the possibility that because you shuffle your deck, you could just draw the card that one of the 2 cards that you put back anyway. So to me, this seems like kind of a bad card. Like, there's no card advantage whatsoever with it. Dratini, oh, I really like the colors on that Dratini. Nice fall coloring. It's looking at a leaf. This is very cute little Dratini. 60 HP, Dragon type, 1 for Tail Strike 10 plus. If flip a coin of heads, deals 20 more damage. Very cute Dratini. Trubbish, oh, what do we have there? A lot of Wingull that are chasing after it there. I guess the Wingull also like trash just as much as our Seagulls do. 70 HP, Dark type, double Dark for Sludge Toss, 40, okay. Illumise, making, because they're all based off, what is it, both Illumise and Volbeat are based off of Fireflies. You know, it makes sense that they are going to have those little glowing there, so that little Pokeball is a nice little touch. I wonder if they will be a Volbeat that will go along with this, but 80 HP, Grass type, 1 Grass for Mental Crush. Mental Crush on an Illumise, that's a little bit intense. 20 plus. If your opponent's active is confused, it does 40 more damage. I mean, 60 damage is pretty darn good. The hard part is getting them confused. There's no way to get them confused on this card, so that's the other thing. And Nasty Notice, an item card. Your opponent discards cards from their hand until they have 4 in their hand. Oof. Yeah, that's a little bit nasty, so punishes them for keeping a lot of cards in their hand to potentially use by doing any certain things. Now, they do get to choose what gets discarded, but still, they might not want to discard everything that they've got in there. But yeah, that can be a little bit nasty. Now, I do understand that this is something that, because it's like you want to play it when they've got a lot of cards in their hand. They get to choose what they discard. It's a trainer card, so you can only... Oh, no, it does say item. Okay, so we're good. It's not supporter. That's what it is. Supporter is the one where you can use as many as you... Supporters are the ones you can only use 1 of each turn, but items you can use as many as you want. Okay. Yeah, you know, I think it's decent enough. You know, they've got to make sure they've got a bunch of cards in their hand to be able to use this, and there's not a whole lot of cards in the deck, so making them discard a couple of cards might be pretty impactful. Okay, so that's going to be our first pack there. Let's go on into our second free pack here after we get all of this stuff in. 69 new cards there. Okay, so as we could kind of guess, because it's got a letter after the number there, it is a smaller set. So hopefully by the end of this, we will have 1 of every card in the diamond, so we'll get up the little set of it. Alrighty, open up number 2. Okay, I think that shine means that we get a shiny in it. Zorua, 60 HP, Dark type, 1 Dark surprise attack, 40. Point of Tails does nothing. Okay. Nice little Pikachu here, 70 HP, Lightning type, 1 Lightning for Static Shock, 10. I like the little glowing ball around it there. There's this effect that you see sometimes with, I guess, anything animated related, where if there's some sort of lightning, that they get this light ball around themselves to kind of indicate it. A little bit how you would see Fusion Bolt being used with Zekrom, except Zekrom's is blue. But, you know, I think that it's a pretty common one. I think that it makes them look much more intimidating, so I think that it's very effective. Magmortar, and it looks like we might have a Electivire to go along with it. So we might have those whole lines in here. Maybe Sans, the baby Pokemon. 130 HP, fire type, fire, double colorless, thundering volcano, 70, select fires on the bench. This also does 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, even though we consider this could consider this like a second stage Pokemon because Magmar is the basic and not Mag B, you know, it's not that bad of an attack there on first stage Pokemon. You know, 70 damage is not the best, but 20 extra just for having a guy on the bench, it's decent enough. Electrike, 60 HP, lightning type, 1 lightning, quick attack 10 plus, flip a coin if heads does 30 more. Okay, yeah, so that's very, very impactful. Now, if it was the other way around, where it was dealing 30 and then, you know, potentially an extra 10, that would be very, very good. But 10 with only a half a chance of being 40, it's a little bit difficult on that one there, because it'll deal an average of 25. But, you know, very, very energetic pose on this one here, jumping and leaping. I guess you could think of it as like the leap into the quick attack there, and a Darkrai. So I think we'll probably have a shiny after this one here. Very, very nice artwork on this one too. It almost looks like it has a bit of a glitched effect going on behind it. I'm not sure if I'm seeing that correctly or not, but it looks very interesting for the artwork there. And I like that like dark pink into purpley coloring. Some really, really nice colors there. 100 HP, dark type, bad dreams at the end of each turn if your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, do 20 damage to that Pokemon. And triple energy for Dark Slumber 40, your opponent's active is now asleep. Okay. You know, that it's not quite as impactful as the Darkrai EX that's just put a dark type energy on and it deals the 20 damage. But that's only 20 damage for each dark energy. If this has put them to sleep and you have this out, the ability doesn't say it needs to work while this is your active. So theoretically, if your opponent's Pokemon stayed asleep, they could be taking 40 damage between both of your turns instead of just 20. It's still 3 energy to attack, which is the same as the Darkrai EX, so, you know, that's just something to think of. The sleep doesn't actually start working or getting the extra damage off until potentially 3 turns in, so that's the only thing that I see with this one that's maybe not quite as good. Ooh, and there we go, getting a nice shiny Rapidash. Shiny Rapidash does have a nice color for its flames. Not as... I'm trying to remember if Salt is the one that makes it that tealy blue that Ponyta has. I don't know what sort of chemical you need to put in fire to make it this more purpley color. At least it looks like a purpley, maybe the lilac-ish for the lighter parts, but it looks very, very nice. 100 HP, fire type, 1 fire, overdrive smash, 30 during your next turn. This does 30 extra damage. Okay. I mean, it's fine, nothing super amazing. It is only for 1 energy, so 1 energy to potentially deal that 60 is still semi-decent. But yeah, I will absolutely take shiny Pokemon there. We want to get as many as possible. Now, I don't know exactly how many cards are actually fully in this set, but 117, okay, so I mean, we've got almost 50 extra cards that are going to be probably primarily shinies. I mean, we will get our full arts and illustration rares and the alternate arts, gold card, probably an immersive art. Probably immersive art on the Gengar, maybe. But we'll see. Next pack. Oh, it's freezing up a little bit there. There we go. Drowsy. It's really just sleeping in a way like that there. I guess the Darkrai is going to be coming after it. So I better be careful. 60 HP, Psychic type, 1 for Hypnosis. Opponent's active is now asleep. So I guess that's something to think of there.
if you had the Darkrai out on your bench and you had something like that Drowsy that only needed 1 energy to put them asleep, you put them to sleep, and then they're taking the damage. So that's a possibility for you to just try to keep them asleep for a little bit while you wait for the Darkrai to work out. This Dugtrio, I think it's really funny, because you've got this other set of Dugtrio that's just like, whoa, where did you come from? Like, thinking it's the only Dugtrio that's around. Now, you do see there's a tiny, tiny little Diglett in the far background there, but I just think that it's funny of one Dugtrio popping out and scaring another one there, just like a little bit of saying boo to it. 80 HP, fighting colorless for Mud Bomb 60. And Axew, nifty little drawing there. Not my favorite art style. I do see that it's trying to munch on some cherry berries. Axew having a fighting and steel for its dragon energy. Interesting. Sharp Fang 40. We'll have to see what the Haxorus is like. Ponyta, 60 HP, fire type, 1 fire singe. Opponent's active is now burned. Very, very active. Not aggressive looking Ponyta. It's combat ready, but it's very defensive. The way that it's got its body positioned is looking up at maybe not a predator, but an adversary of some kind there. It's very much ready for some combat. And here's the Haxorus that we were just talking about. Hey, it's good that we're getting some of these rares, because I'm still looking through Fantastical Parade, getting my daily packs to try to get the Ogerpon EX, because I still don't have the diamond version of that. And, what is it? I'm probably around like 1900 points or so. So I'm getting close to being able to get the other gold that I haven't gotten yet. 150 HP on this Haxorus, Dragon type, Fighting, Steel, Colorless, Frenzy Blade 50 plus. Its attack does 20 more for each benched Pokemon. So kind of similarly to the Suicune EX that we got in whatever that spring one was, where it was the main card and was the poster card of it that had the immersive art. So, but that one was just 20, I think it was just 20 times whatever it was. This is better than that, but we do have to remember that the Suicune EX was basic type that just came out, and I believe that it only needed 2 water energy, whereas this needs a fighting, a steel, and then a 3rd energy, and then it's also a 2nd stage Pokemon, so starting off with 50 is better, because assume opponents, both you and your opponent, have 0 benched Pokemon, well, then that Suicune attack does nothing. But because this is just out on the field, it still does 50, but potential of 3 on each side, getting an extra 120, dealing 170. Probably not going to be dealing 170 each time with this, but even still, having 3 bench Pokemon out, 110 damage, you're probably going to want more, and as your opponent plays out stuff, they probably won't be replacing their bench, so attack will be a bit weaker each time. It's something to look out for, but I don't think it's going to be the most powerful. Alrighty, so now that we've gone through all of those, and we got every single one of them was a brand new one, which is nice. So we've gotten 15 of our 69 so far, all new. We're going to go in and see what these the hourglasses will give us, because, hey, we almost have enough to open up 2 full batches of this, which is pretty nice. So let's see what this first 10 pack looks like. Maybe something good. Let's hope for some shines, because this is a shiny pack. Okay. I didn't hear anything and I didn't see anything, so let's be surprised in this one. Miltank, 110 HP. Colorless, double colorless route, 10 plus. Does 20 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Only your opponent's bench Pokemon, so again, gets weaker as you kill them off and your opponent doesn't put any more on. Trubbish again, we're already getting repeats. Electabuzz, 70, and Lightning type, 1 aiming for Headbolt 30+. We'll have to see what that Electivire does. Spoink, jumping in for a hug. That Spoink really wants to give you a hug. 60 HP, Psychic type, 1 Psychic, Size Shot 20. Fracture 90, Dragon type, Fighting Steel, Dragon Claw 60. So it keeps the same that the Axew had. So if you put 1 energy on the Axew and never attacked, and then you evolve it into Fracture, you can still use this attack before you evolve it into Haxorus. It's not 2 to 3, so it doesn't make it as awkward. Slowpoke, always a derpy little face on it there. It probably doesn't even know that it's wet. 70 HP, Water type, 1 Water and Colorless, Headbutt for 30. Trevenant, looking a bit spooky there, though. It looks like it's minding its own business. It's acknowledging us by seeing that we're here, but not doing a whole lot. 120 HP, Grass type, Grass and Colorless, Rumble Stomp, 40+, flip a coin until you get to Tails. It does 40 more for each head. Okay, so similarly to Continuous Steps, but it guarantees 40, and you can keep on doing more. Perfect card for the random deck there, because you're always going to get 40, but you could also be doing 200 if you really wanted to. I like that one. Another Zorua. I didn't talk about it much before. It's just blasting through a little bit of stone there, so maybe that's the surprise attack, but it looks more like it's trying to do a little bit of Rock Smash. Magmar. This definitely looks more like traditional artwork from like the early sets of the Pokemon cards that I got when I was a kid there. I just feel like I've seen artwork of Pokemon that looked like this, and so this is a little bit reminiscent. 80 HP, Fire type, double colorless for Tail Whap 30. And Revroom, another rare. Okay, we haven't gotten any EXs yet, but I mean, if we can get some rares, that's good. 110 HP, Metal type, ability Metal Transport. Once during your turn, you may switch your active Metal type Pokemon with one of your benched. That's pretty good. Get around. It's very similarly to Celesteela's one with all of the Ultra Beasts, but this one is for Steel types instead of Ultra Beasts. So I think that this is a great support Pokemon because of it. Steel and Colorless, add a Control Dash 60. Okay, we'll definitely take that for a little bit of support. Pineco will be looking for you, Shiny. 60 HP, Grass type. 1 for Hang Down, 10 damage. Makes sense, it doesn't deal a whole lot. Ghastly, 60 HP. Dark type, 1 Dark for Mumble, 20. Imagine just talking under your breath just causes damage to someone, like just a little bit of psychic damage. That's a little bit hilarious. Fione. Oh, Fione is cleaning up all of the garbage there and gets to see a little bit of Trubbish. I wonder if there's going to be a Wingull card so that there's like 3 of them that are all together. 70 HP, Water type, 1 Water for Aqua Turbo, 10 damage. Take a Water Energy from your Energy Zone and attach it to one of your benched Water type Pokemon. Now this is very similar to the Manaphy one, though I think instead of doing damage, the Manaphy gives an extra Water, if I remember correctly. So, another alternative for it. They're pretty similar, which is a little bit surprising since Manaphy is just a better version of Fione normally. Oh, a little cute Charmander. He's just waving hi to us, or acting like a little bit of an airplane, sticking their arms out. 70 HP, Fire type, Fire colorless, Flametail 30, and another Milk Tank. Okay. Nothing surprising so far. Another Zora, Paldean Tauros, looking very intimidating. This is Blaze Breed, 100 HP, Fire type, double Fire takedown 60, also does 20 to itself. Not much of a fan of that, but the artwork was great. Prinplup, 80 HP, Water type, Water colorless, Water Splash 30+, flip a coin if heads does 30 more. Okay. And another Trubbish that we saw. Callum, okay, a little X and Y Pro Tag. Draw a card for each Mega Evolution EX, Pokemon EX in play, both yours and your opponent's. Okay, so you could potentially be getting, if you do it correctly, like 2, 3, maybe more. Again, you can be having second stage, first stage, even basic Pokemon like Pinsir or Heracross, or you can get those ones out. So that's a nifty little one to keep in mind. Charmeleon, 80 HP, Fire type, with the ability Ignition. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may take a Fire Energy from your Energy Zone and attach it to your active Fire type Pokemon. So you could do it on itself if you had 1 fire energy previously and you couldn't use its previous move there, and now you want to get Slash to be able to do some damage. You could do that, or you could put this one on the background and make the fire type that you have active be able to do stuff. A little bit of versatility. Still trying to do a little bit of its airplane action, sticking its arms out. I guess it really wants to be flying like a Charizard. Minchino, 60 HP, colorless. 1 colorless, play rough, 10 plus. Flip a coin of heads does 20 more. And another Zorua, and a cute little Piplup. It's winking to say, like, you know the drill. Oh, and there's a cute little Spheal in the background, just sleeping in the water. Oh, and he's just completely oblivious. I hope that the Piplup is not winking at us to be like, yep, it's time to play pranks on this Spheal. Spheal is a little bit too precious for that. 60 HP, water type, 1 water for water gun 20, and a new Furfrou. It's got the same ability, 80 HP, colorless fur coat, takes 20 less damage from attacks. 2 colorless quick blow, 40 plus. Flip a coin of heads, does 20 more. Okay. And okay, took a while for that to come through. More Peko, but this one is the hangry form, and I see that it's got some Nanab berries. It's got a Lepa berry, and it's got, I think that's a Rindo berry as well. So it's really munching down on stuff there. 70 HP, Dark type, double Dark, energize your wheel 50, move 2 Dark energy from this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. Okay, so you can try to get things started up, do a little bit of damage with it, and then move them off. Okay, it does leave it open to attacks because it's not a may effect, it's a you must do it there, so that is definitely something to be mindful of. Garbodor, 120 HP, Dark type, double Dark for Sludge Whirlpool 70. Nothing super special about that one there. Another Milk Tank, another Ghastly, another Magmortar. Let's see something new. Pikachu, Paldean Tauros, Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff with a little bit of Chatot. I think that they would actually do very well together. I mean, they're both singing Pokemon. They deal a lot with music and lullabies and whatnot, so very sound-based Pokemon. So it makes sense that they'd be friends. 70 HP, colorless, double color Stampede 30. Okay. Haunter. I like this artwork on it there. I don't know what style I would call this, but I don't know, it just has a lot of pop to it there. Like the colors are very, very well done for it. So I think that the Haunter is just very well put together in this piece. 80 HP Dark type, double Dark, spin turn 40, switch with one of your bench Pokemon. Okay, nice little switching out effect there. We'll have to see about that Gengar and Mega Gengar. Oh, Lapras, with the nice little Pikachu sleeping on the back of it there. Now, this Lapras does look like kind of its traditional artwork that you've seen a whole lot, but, does have the Pikachu on it there, so I guess they're both surfing around. 100 HP, water type, double water, colorless, raging freeze 60. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack during your opponent's last turn, your opponent's active is now paralyzed. Okay, a little bit of revenge, just not doing extra damage. Get an effect instead. Okay. Another Drowsy, sleeping off whatever he has going on. Druddigon, 100 HP, Dragon type. No specific typings on this one, just double colorless for clutch. 40 damage to your opponent's next turn. If any Pokemon can't retreat, okay, keep them in. Maintenance, again, not that great. Electabuzz, another Prinplup. Another Electabuzz. The cute Dratini with the great autumn coloring. Another Morpeko. Hypno, 100 HP, Psychic type. Psychic, double colorless, Hypnoblast 60, your opponent's active is now asleep. Okay, so, trying to get a little bit more of that there, but it does cost 2 extra energy for it, so it's a little bit more expensive, and I don't think that's going to be good enough, especially with only 100 HP on a first stage. Hiking Trail, a new stadium. Okay, at the end of each player's turn, that player draws cards until they have 3 in their hand. Okay, so if you're playing a whole lot of cards, like you got a lot of item cards in your deck, or you've got a lot of equipment, you've got Pokemon that you're playing out, yeah, this could be a good one there. Now, your opponent can use it there, but if they're not expecting it, they might be trying to keep, 3 or 4 cards in their hand. I mean, even if they keep 2, that they only draw 1 card, whereas you might try to use up until you only have 1 or 0 cards in your hand and get a whole bunch extra.
I want to give this one a try because I think that this one actually can be pretty good with that effect. And our last pack of this first 10, still haven't gotten anything good in this one here, so maybe we just kind of didn't luck out with this one. Boater, Charmander, Druddigon, the Surprise Doug Trio, doubling up on the Doug Trio, and yeah, no shiny Pokemon in this, no EXs, no full arts, no illustrated arts, nothing. Just the cards that we got. Okay, not quite as good, but we are going to be filling a bunch of the card decks because of that. 15 up to 42, yeah. We had that go very, very fast, so only 27 more to go. Hopefully, in this next 10, we might get a little something. Using up those hourglasses, and yeah, we got a bunch of free packs with this, so I'm hoping that we can get something good in these next 10. And one shine. Let's hope that we can get something good because only 1 out of 20 is not a good rate for us. 70 HP, Steel type, Steel colorless, Suffocating gas 40. Again, the Rever Room looked really good with its support ability. Another Trubbish, another Illumise. There's our Mega Charizard X EX. So we got the Mega Charizard Y, so we want to see what this one does. 220 HP, Fire type, triple fire for Raging Blaze 100. If this Pokemon's remaining HP is 110 or less, it does 80 more damage. So up to 180, which I think that Charizard Y is still a better one to use it with. It's got 10 less HP, but it guarantees like 230 or 240 damage, something like that. It does a whole lot more inherent damage. It does 50 to itself, but I mean, you nuke whatever is out active, or you could just keep it on the bench until your opponent has something that might try to take it out if they could deal 200 damage and you're just trying to play around it there. You know, it's a nice little alternative, but I think that the Mega Charizard Y is just inherently a better one. Certainly we'll take this, and we'll be looking forward to maybe getting the shiny one too. Dragonair. Okay, so it just moved from climbing up the tree and got enough experience and was on the top as well. 80 HP, Dragon type. When colorless for Sky's Blessing, take a water and a lightning energy from your energy zone and attach them to this Pokemon. I mean, that's actually pretty decent. You know, Dragonite using mostly water and lightning energy to do stuff. Even the old one from Genetic Apex there that was doing the 4 attacks of 50 damage randomly, and then there was the one that was, I think, the Giga Impact. I can't remember if that was just 150, maybe it was 180, but you know, 1 energy of any type to get guaranteed lightning and water is pretty good. I dig that one for this Dragonair. Electabuzz. Nice little Dratini again, we like that one. Another Callum, okay, that's good for that. Electabuzz, Fracture, Magmar, Pikachu, the Pineco, the Fion, and the Frufro. So nothing new in that one. Fracture, the Huggy Spoink, the Axew again, Druddigon, and a Mew. Okay, we did see the shiny Mew on the front there, and this one is very precious, very playful, as Mew should be. Big smile, and just spinning around with its psychic powers. 50 HP, Psychic type, Psychic colors, Miraculous Memory. 1 attack from among the Pokemon in the opponent's hand and deck is chosen at random, and you use the chosen attack as this attack. Okay, so you don't need to do the whole thing of having the correct energies on it, which is nice. Could be something completely random, you know, could be just like 10 damage or whatnot there. But it is in their hand and deck, so if they go through all of their Pokemon, that's not great. But if your opponent is using Mega Pokemon, you could use their Mega Pokemon's move. And that could deal a whole lot of damage there. That's very interesting on that Mew. Boater, Magmar, Lapras, Drowsy, Kartana, so surprisingly another Ultra Beast. Now we did get a Grass Kartana originally, so you know, more opportunities here. 60 HP, Steel type, Steel for Thrash Metal 40. Okay, interesting. Magmar, Electabuzz, Ghastly, Surprise Doug Trio, and the Raichu. 100 HP, Lightning type, Double Lightning Thunder 90. Also does 30 to itself. kind of bad. I'm not going to be using it. Like, its art is interesting enough, you know, nice little sort of dusky day there. Looks like sun is going down, getting all of those pinks and purple hues. Got that big thunderbolt, lightning bolt that's striking down behind it to make it menacing, like, yeah, you know, I'm the one that did it, or, you know, the cool guys don't look at explosions type of deal, but this time it's a lightning bolt. Okay, we should be getting close to our guaranteed special card, and again, nothing special prior to this, so not getting too much luck on these. Zora, Piplup, the Phantom, 70 HP, Grass type, 1 for tackle, 10. Just doing a little bit of dancing in the moonlight there. Very precious of it. Another Dragonair. Okay, now we got 2. That's good. And a Furfrou. Okay, so this one must be the deck then. Piplup, Dredigan, Lapras, Varoom. Okay, and Revaroom getting one itself there, and it looks like it is probably going through Messagoza there. Yeah, I think that it's really nice. It's got all of its toxic fumes spewing out, making it look super poisonous on it there. Tongue is just lolling out from its carburetor, I'm gonna guess, and yeah, you know, I think that it's a very nicely drawn art card for it. Certainly will take it, and we don't have many of those yet. Trubbish, Dratini, Maintenance, again, Varoom, Fortress, 100 HP, Steel type, triple Steel for enormous explosion, 100. Also deals 100 to itself and 50 to all benched Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's there. So 100 damage to your opponent, 100 damage to you, 50 to all benched Pokemon. So if you don't have any benched Pokemon, it's dangerous because you kill yourself and then you don't have anything left. I mean, because it's in that vein of, if you were to, say, put an item like the large cape, big cape on it to give it 20 extra HP, it would survive it, deal out the damage and whatnot, and you could potentially be dealing 200 in total, and, you know, die on the second one. It's a weird one, but yeah, Fortress is known to explode. It's a very dangerous skill. I think it would work very well if you used a lot of Cyrus cards, because then you've got 50 on each of their benched Pokemon. You can pull in whichever one you want to snipe out of the way. Phantom again, Zora, Arcana again, Piplup, and a Trevenant. So yeah, you know, not getting a whole lot so far. So that's the only thing that I'm seeing. We got our one art card and one shiny out of 23 different cards. Now we are 19 away from getting everything finalized up. So, yeah, again, hoping that we can get one of each of those there. But we'll see. You know, I think that we can do that because now we're just exclusively going off of the gold. So, gonna probably be expecting that we can get the full, you know, remaining within. It's probably going to be about 100 remaining here. So, next 10 going up. For whatever reason, this is looking like it's running a little bit slowly on my side. Okay, so my game was just freezing up, so I decided, hey, you know, let's restart it here. But it had already started opening up the pack, so unfortunately we don't get to see any of the animation. So we're just going to go through here of these recent cards just to see what we might have gotten. Going over, you know, taking a peek at anything new. So it looks like we got a Scyther among it there, 70 HP, Grass type, 1 for U-turn, 10 damage, switch with one of your benched Pokemon. I mean, if it doesn't have a Scizor to it, it's kind of a bit of a disappointing one there. Let's see here. More Pineco, a Volbeat. Okay, so it looks like they do sort of mesh up there with the Illumise, 80 HP, Grass type, 1 Grass, Energy, Confused Ray 10. Opponent's active is now confused, and we ended up getting 5 of them in that. Okay. So that's what goes really well with the Illumise. You know, you confuse them with the Volbeat and then try to switch out and deal the damage with the Illumise to deal 60.
but it's a lot to be able to just switch back and forth between those there. But, there is some sort of synergy between them. More Trevenants, another Mega Charizard EX. Okay, we got 2. That'll be fine then. Another Ponyta, another Magmar, another Magmortar, Paldean Tauros, more Lapras, more Piplup, Primplup, more Fione and Pikachu, Electabuzz, another Hypno, Grumpig. Looks like we got 2 of those. 110 HP, Psychic type, 1 Psychic for Swing Dance, 40 plus. If your opponent has exactly 2, 4, or 6 cards in their hand, it does 40 more damage. Okay, so trying to figure out a way to be able to do that, and interestingly enough, there's just a bunch of people with spoons in their hand. Now, I don't know if this is trying to go off of the whole, like, Abracadabra and Alakazam, like, being able to do the spoons thing and Psychic type there, but it makes me feel a little bit more that it's, what would you call it there? The room with Tommy Wiseau, where you throw a bunch of spoons at the screen there, something like, and you've got a Minccino and a Wigglytuff in the audience there. The X-Cloud's kind of acting like big amplifier, so it looks like it's doing some sort of, it's saying dance, but I don't get the spoons thing. More Surprise Dugtrio, Hawlucha, okay, 80 HP, fighting type, double colorless for takedown 50, else it heals 10 to itself. I wonder when they're going to put a Mega Hawlucha card into this because of the Z8 action. And more Ghastly, Garbodor, Zora, more Pekko, Fortress, Cortana, Varoom, Dratini, and Dragonair is nice. Oh, and we did get a Dragonite. Still keeping up all of that theme. I really like keeping that tree in there. But now it looks like it's, it was climbing the tree in its Dratini form, and it was on the top of it as a Dragonair to, see the world, and now that it's got wings and can fly, it looks like it wants to take a new adventure into the mountains there. So I think it's a nice little progression of it. 150 HP, Dragon type, Water, Electric, Colorless, Dragon Wave for 150, discard a Water and an Electric energy from this. Okay, so, it's a singular nuke that you gotta discard 2 specific energies from it, so you kind of want to get more of it on the Dragonair so that you can guarantee that you're making this attack go off repeatedly. So, it's a little bit restricted of that, but I'm still glad that we ended up getting it. Foiling on, these is just a little nice as well. Fracture, Druddigon, Jigglypuff, Miltank, another Nasty Notice, some maintenance. Iris, okay. Didn't get this one before. Trainer, during this turn, if your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack used by your Haxorus, you get 1 more point. Ooh. Now that's kind of nasty, because if you can guarantee a KO with a Haxorus, and they think that they're safe, they've got a EX Pokemon out, and they're like, oh, they're only going to get 2 victory points, and then you play the Iris and you win off of that, or you've only gotten 1 previously and now you're saving up your Haxorus and you've got your Haxorus out, and if you KO any Pokemon and you can use the Iris, then you get the win off of that. This is a sneaky win card. That's I don't know how I feel about that. It's like it's not the same as having like a Pokemon on the bench, and then they've got some sort of Pokemon or trainer that forces it to come out, or they've got some trainer that builds up all of their stuff, because then still how much points are on the line. Whereas this, anytime they have a Haxorus, you have to be like, okay, is their Haxorus going to be able to, like, are they going to be able to use an Iris? That's a scary one. That's a very, very scary one. Illumise, Phantump, Raichu, Drowsy, Mew. Always only got one. So that was all of those ones there. We'll open up some more of this because we've still got more, and we'll actually be able to see the stuff that comes through with it, and hopefully it doesn't freeze on us this time. But at least there wasn't anything super amazing.
there. I mean, we got another Charizard EX, but no shinies, no nothing in it there. So, not getting much luck on this one. Yeah, still nothing there, so I'm hoping to be surprised. Cinccino, 90 HP, colorless, double colors, gentle slap 60. Not really that good. Zoroa, another Iris. Okay, so we got 2 if we want to. Trubbish, Primplup, Peko, Magmar, Charmeleon, Hawlucha, another Darkrai. Okay, we got 2 of those just in case. Charmander, Dratini, Maintenance, Trubbish, another Mew. Okay, so 2 of each of those. We're getting the regular Rapidash that we'd gotten from the shiny one in our free packs there, so getting that in with our general diamonds are going to be good so that we can finish that part up. Hawlucha, Garbodor, Trevenant, another hiking trail. Okay, we needed a second one of those. Grumpig, Minccino, Pikachu, another Scyther, Zoroark. Okay, another rare that we will probably be finding difficult to get. 100 HP, Dark type, 1 Dark Energy Crest 20x, does 20 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, so if they've got some stuff on the bench, this would still be doing a whole lot. So yeah, I could see this doing quite a bit there. If they choose not to have any energy on, it's not going to do any damage, but as soon as you can't hurt the other person without that there. So, okay, yeah, I'll take that. Aldean Tauros, Pikachu, Nasty Notice, Pineco, another hiking trail, Hawlucha, Volbeat, another Iris, Varoom, Fracture, Spoink, Cinccino, Hawlucha, Fiona, Fracture, and this is the final pack. Nope, this is 9. Charmander, Zora, Ponyta, Hypno, another Mew. Okay. Slowpoke, Charmander, Magmortar, Redigan, and another Haxorus. So we do got 2 Haxorus now. Okay. Not really that many new Pokemon here. So we'll add them in, but I think that's probably only 3. So we are at 59 out of 69. So, only have got, what is that, 10 more left. We've got Manectric and Electivire, Empoleon, different things that we saw from their potential of the Wingull. And then obviously all of the shiny Pokemon there. Gengar, Mega Gengar. Still haven't looked at those. I don't know if there's going to be a regular Charizard in this pack or if it's just specifically the Mega. Alright. Maybe a little bit of luck in this. 33 packs in and barely anything. Still nothing there. Definitely does not look like they're giving us much in terms of the pull rates. Chatot, 70 HP, colorless, 1 colorless, spinning, draw 10, draw a card. Makes sense, goes along with the Jigglypuff, which we are also going to be looking for Wigglytuff. That's true. Trevenant, Pikachu, Electabuzz. Ooh, now we're getting hits. So, Full Art Mega Charizard EX. That's a nice one there, getting the Charizard roaring in the background, and we've got this one roaring in the foreground as well. Yeah, we'll certainly take some of these full arts here. Now, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of EXs, maybe 4 or 5 would be my guess. So, yeah, not going to be a whole lot of those ones. Actually, and we got a change in the background. Man, I'm glad that we're getting surprised because we've had some not good pull rates prior. Ponyta, Electrike, Grumpig. Ooh, nice little Empoleon. Oh, this one's Empoleon's bringing together the Trubbish and the Fiona. That's very, very cute. 130 HP, Water type, double water, colorless, Emperor's Drake, 80 plus. If your opponent's active has more remaining HP than this Pokemon, this does 60 more damage. So 140 damage, as long as it adds more. So if that Pokemon has 140 HP on it, that's got more remaining on it than this, so it can KO it. Yeah, I think that's a decent attack on it. For non-EX Pokemon, I think that there's ways of being able to work with that. A lot of things have 80 or less, so I think that you can work around that. Try to even maybe have it take a couple of damage when it's a Piplup or Prinplup, so that it's at 110, 100, so that you can make sure that you get more things within range. I dig that one there, and it's an art card. We'll certainly take that.
Volbeat, Furfrou, Zorua, Electrike, another Mega Charizard XEX. Okay, so I guess now is when we're starting to get some pulls. Magmar, Jigglypuff, Ghastly, Maintenance, Dragonair, Spoink, Fracture, Minccino, Druddigon, another Mega Charizard XEX. Okay, getting a bunch of those now. I wish I could trade them out for potentially the other EX Pokemon. Electabuzz, Varoom, Miltank, Magmar, Fortress, Jigglypuff, Slowpoke, Ponyta, Callums, Hypno, Phantom, Raichu, Charmander, Spoink, Dugtrio, another Iris, Scyther, Varoom, Cinccino, ooh, Groudon. Very, very intimidating one, making all of the mountains explode, getting all of that lava coming down, cooling up the water, doing all of that strategy for it there. Fighting type, double fighting, double colorless for Gaia Blast, 130 damage. Discard 2 random energies from only energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So, could be other ones that are there. Not the greatest Groudon, but it's certainly a cool artwork for it. So we will have to look for the regular one there. Maybe it's going to be a rare, but we still haven't gotten it. Oh, a cute little crocheted Wigglytuff there. Maybe not quite as cursed as the other one, but I don't know, there's still a little bit of cursedness in this one. 110 HP, colorless, triple colorless hammer, and 80. It's not that great, so probably won't be using it too much anyway. Druddigon, Fortress, Electabuzz, another nasty notice. Well, I am pleasantly surprised. Got a full art EX, we got an illustrated rare, and we got 2 illustrated rares, and a couple of new Pokemon as well, so get to add those ones on in, and actually we'll be getting some of the stuff, so that's a good measure for us in that we might only be need 3 more art cards of these illustrated rares to be able to do it, and that Charizard is indicative of the full arts, and 8 more normal cards there. Yeah, I have faith that we can complete this one. I'm really hoping to, because it's so close. Okay, we got 1 sound. Because it would be, on a small set, it would suck to have 1 card missing. Because, again, I want to pull more from a bigger set like Phantasmal Flame, or not Phantasmal Flame, Fantastical Parade, rather than this one here. Though this one does have a lot of shinies, but, again, only 1 shiny so far, so it's a bit strange. Hypno, Cinccino, Phantom, Pikachu, Trevenant, Axew, Penko, Prig Trio, Paleontauros, Haunter, Dragonair, Cinccino, Drowsy, Cinccino, Reveroom, Spoink, Jigglypuff, Piplup, Callum. There's the Groudon that we were looking for, just get the regular version of it for packs. Now we've only got 7 more to go. Magmar, Maintenance, Minccino, Trubbish, Hypno, and Charmeleon, Druddigon, Slowpoke, Spoink, Kartana, Drowsy, Hawlucha, Haunter, Electrike, Haunter, and Spoink, Electabuzz, Morpeko, Fracture, Maintenance, Magmar, Electrike, Trevenant, Charmander. Ooh. Okay, I was wondering if the card after Slowpoke was going to be a Mega Slowbro. So it looks like at least in this one here, they're not putting a Slowbro and a Mega Slowbro. They're just taking out the Slowbro in general. So we're getting a nice little Rainbow Rare SIR for our Mega Slowbro EX. Still need to get that regular EX in here, but it's only going to be a first stage, and it has 200 HP. Makes sense with how bulky Mega Slowbro is. Water type, 200 HP, double water, colorless, laundry go round, 90 damage for 3 points, does 20 damage for each heads to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So, 90 up front, 20 to your opponent's stuff there. The big fear is that you go up against something like the Mega Charizard Y or something that will deal the 200 damage, and it's like, oh, well, you only dealt 90
tier active, so you still have to try to get through the rest of the 100 plus on it. So that's the only thing that I fear about the trying to distribute it between the benched Pokemon and the active. This seems like a win more card where if you're already ahead, then you get more ahead because you're like, oh yes, you know, like I deal a bunch, and then your opponent and then your benched Pokemon are also pretty hurt. But if you're behind, then this isn't something that's going to be able to help you catch up, unfortunately. I will still take it there because it's a nice little rainbow rare like this. Very, very pretty. It's got a little bit of a Staryu and Shelter on it, so I dig it there. You know, neither of them have, well, Starmie now has a Mega, but maybe at the time that they were trying to do this, I don't know what they would have thought. But yeah, you know, I will certainly take more special SIRs if I can. Let me say Nasty Nose, Spoink, Bluff, Dragonair. And that's gonna do it from those. What is it? We just got the Groudon. Is that the only new one aside from the SIR? I think so. Yep. So still have more to go. So yeah, that Mega Slowbro is there. So there's probably not a whole lot. You know, it's probably the one right after the Mega Charizard X. So it's very possible. I think that there might only be 5 EXs in this, which is basically what we're missing from this. Most of the things that we're missing are the EX cards. Yeah, we haven't been getting some good rates on those. We got a bunch of the Charizards, but really not anything else, unfortunately. We want that Mega Gengar, especially. We want to see what that one does. Fracture, Paldean Tauros, Electabuzz, Spoink, Empoleon. Okay, so we got the regular Empoleon. Oh, so both of them have the artwork there of it. So the Empoleon is also helping out the Trubbish get away from the Wingull that were probably coming after it. So, hey, you know, I like that both the art card and this one dealt with more of the story. That's very, very nice and cute. I'll take that. Magmar, Slowpoke, Garbodor, Dugtrio, Electivire. I went too fast on it. We'll have to go back to it. Scyther, Faroom, Druddigon, Theon, Furfrou, Haunter, Garbodor, Magmar, Electrike, Furfrou, Electrike, Scyther, Cortana, Phantom, Hiking Trail, Diglett. Man, surprisingly, we did not have the Diglett. But yeah, this is actually the Diglett that's in the background of that Dugtrio card. And very interesting, we've got a bunch of those Dugtrios and not this Diglett. 6 HP, Fighting type, 1 Fighting, Slight Intrusion 30, also deals 10 to itself. Now, if the Dugtrio did something similar to the Primeape from Genetic Apex that dealt the extra damage if there was damage on it, that would be great. It'd do a lot better. Poor little Diglett is, like, came out in a very bad place. It's going to get hit by a bunch of seawater there. Don't get the waves crashed on you. Ooh, Mega Scizor EX. Okay. I dig me some Mega Scizor. 200 HP, Steel type, 2 Steel, Colorless, Bullet, Slugger, 100 plus. If this Pokemon moves from your bench to the active spot, it deals 50 more damage. Okay, so goes very, very well with the Varoom. I will say that, because being able to consistently switch in and out there, you know, you switch it in, you deal the 150 next turn, you switch it out, try to get a little something other with the, you know, damage or whatnot, whatever you're trying to do. Maybe you've got a Dialga to try to get the extra Steel type energies out. So, you know, you're putting a little bit of extra on Dialga when you can, and then using its ability to put some other stuff out. But yeah, getting one of the other Mega EXs, that's what we want to see. We've just got a couple more to go. Zorua, Raichu, Trubbish. Ooh, Mega Fracture. Now, I do like that it gets, essentially, it paints its nails, toenails, fingernails, and then the little axes, the pointy ends on the end of its little face there, you know, just trying to be the prettiest dragon at the ball type of deal. Very, very cute of it. We'll certainly take another shiny. Now that we're actually getting into it, it's like, oh, we're actually finally getting some pulls now. Druddigon, Charmander, Scyther, Magmortar, Furfrou, Axew, Pineco, Piplup, Haunter, another Mew. Okay. Okay. We got a little something something here. Varoom, Electrike, Grumpig, Jigglypuff, and it's going to be a shiny then. Revroom, and a Trevenant. Trevenant has a great shiny, getting its bark turning from brown to that nice little gray-white, the green on it turning into the orange like the autumn leaves. You know, it's a very predictable way for the green to go, because you see that a lot as like, oh, you know, this is a great way to make a good grass shiny. You make the grass on it go to some sort of orangey color to indicate the fall. But you know, it's still a very pretty shiny. We'll absolutely take that. Pikachu, Hawlucha, Callum, Slowpoke, and Hypno. Okay, so after not getting a whole lot there, we got a lot of new cards there and got quite a few hits there. Check out this Electivire, 130 HP, Lightning type, Lightning colorless, Incendiary Thunder, 50 plus. Magmortar's on the bench, it does 70 more damage. So, you know, they help themselves out in tandem, kind of like how they go. Poor Jinx is just sitting on the sidelines like, I was there too, back in Gen 1, and then, you know, she got nothing. She got a baby Pokemon along with them, but didn't get her next stage evolution. But yeah, you know, helping each other out there is nice. You know, a couple of different types of energy and damage types, but both dealing above 100 if the other is on the bench. Not too shabby. But yeah, we got like 3, maybe 4 new ones there. Mega Scizor, the Electivire. I feel like that we got one other new one aside from our the shinies and the... Yeah, we got the Empoleon. So yeah, we got at least 3 there. So now we've only got 3 left. Mega Slowbro, probably Mega Manectric, and Mega Gengar, just EX Pokemon there. That's likely all we got. A couple more shinies. Yeah, there's a lot of shinies in here. Makes me want to pull more for this, just to try to get the shinies, but I also want to try to get that Ogre Pawn. As well as the other gold card within there. It'd be nice. Alright, a little bit of luck for this one. Again, just need some EXs. Lots of hits. That's what we want to see. Nasty Nose, Dredigan, Scyther, Charmander, another Mega Scizor. So we've got 2. That's fine, but we want to get some of the other ones as well. Drowsy, Axew, Furfrou, Wigglytuff, Fracture, Lumise, Piplup, Wigglytuff, Hiking Trail. There's the Mega Slowbro. Okay, so we got that one there. Looking a little bit kooky there. You know, he is being that little... the little spinning piece inside of the washer to get everything tumbled up. It might just be called a tumbler. But yeah, you know, we absolutely will need that one there. Just 2 more. We've got, what, Manectric and the Gengar. If we can get those, that would be great. Iris, Electrike, Paldean, Tauros, Pineco. Ooh, a cute little Lapras here. We've got some more of the water types going around, and this time here we had the sleepy little seal that was sleeping in the background of the Piplup, just taking a ride on the back of the Lapras. That's really cute there. Kind of have a little bit of other things you got, and yeah, it looks like a parent with their child, because it's like we've got a Finneon and a Wishy-Washy, the Wishy-Washy being smaller than the Finneon. The Lapras in the back almost looks like a baby Lapras. You've got a Mantike with a Mantine. You've got a Wingull with a Pelipper. Yeah, you know, it's a nice little one there of, you know, sea creatures with their children. Oh, that's a cute little one. Charmander, Jigglypuff, Maintenance, Diglett, and Fiona. Starting off with a Mew, okay, Pineco, Drowsy, Morpeko. There's the Mega Manectric with his hot pink fingernails. Okay, just need the Gengar, the titular front card of the whole set. 180 HP, Lightning type, double Lightning Accelerator, 80 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each point you have gotten. Okay, so it starts off at 80, and if you've got 1 point, 110, 2 points, 140, but it can't get stronger than that because you would just already be winning. So maybe not the most impactful, but it is still just a first stage evolution, getting the Mega there. So it's probably decent at best, but could be better. Axew, Prinplup, Morpeko, Electabuzz, another Mew. Ooh. We got the Mega Manectric. Now we've got to get the Rainbow Rare version of it. do we take a peek? Okay, so it's not a God Pack. I didn't think it was going to be, but it is rare to get the Rainbow Rare up front. We will absolutely take that. Dashing through the city, just having the time of its life. Yeah, I really like the colors. It definitely its design of being super spiky like that just gives a lot of energy off of it. I wish that the little mega lightning bolts that were coming off of it would also shine like the regular ones, but I can understand that would be putting a little bit too much into this one here that isn't in the others. But yeah, absolutely we'll take that. That means, you know, we've got 2 of our SIRs for them. Diglett, Paldean Tauros, Scyther, and a Haunter. Got another Mega EX. It's probably the Charizard in it. Minccino, Zorua. No, it's Scizor. Okay, you know, Scizor is fine. We've gotten less of those than the Charizards, Electabuzz, and another Groudon illustration. Okay, yeah, you know. Oh, forgot there's one more pack. Jigglypuff, Pikachu, Slowpoke. Well, I said Mega Charizard XEX, so there it is. Doubling up on them. Couldn't give me the Gengar, though, unfortunately. Well, there we go. I mean, just one more to go, and then we've gotten all of the diamonds that we were looking for. You know, decent stuff in this. I'm hoping that the Gengar will be a nice cool card there. But yeah, there it is. It's just waiting to go into there. Yeah, just looking for another one there. So it looks like we don't have anything before the Charizard, so we are missing 2 illustrations. So we will be looking maybe for those ones as well, because they can pop up for us. So let's see if we can get that, if we can get any of those, and if we can, more importantly, get the Gengar. The Gengar is the big one for us. Okay. No guarantees in here, but we've gotten surprised. Pikachu, Garbodor, Callum, Dratini, Lapras. We're just going to go quick. Druddigon, Ponyta, Haunter, Varoom, Mega Slowbro EX. Okay, we're getting plenty of those guys now. Spoink, Rapidash, Raichu, Charmander, Haunter, Drowsy, Trevenant, Ponyta, Pikachu, Fortress, Diglett, Grumpig, Pikachu, Lumise, Prinplup. Yeah, well, it looks like we're just getting just a bunch of the repeats, just trying to look for this Gengar going through, or just anything new. It's just kind of at that point in the pack where that's to be expected, where, you know, you're not going to be guaranteed to get anything. You might not get anything there, and, you know, you're just looking to try to find that last one you're looking for, because no art cards or anything in there. We did get a couple of the Megas, but again, we're just looking for one last one. So if that Gengar could pop up for us, we'd be very appreciative. We want to see that last one. I mean, if it was shiny, it'd be nice, but unless we actually get the diamond version, we don't get the whole, like, pack complete thing. So nothing guaranteed there as well, so, you know, just hoping to be able to get something in here. Getting some more of those hiking trails is very nice, just because I think that they're going to be good, and I want to maybe get a little bit of flair on them. I actually remembered what it's called when I normally don't remember that it's called flair. Maybe I'm just thinking about other things too much, and it just was able to come directly into mind. But yep, it's just looking like a lot of repeats of stuff. You know, it's fine to get the Megas there, but when you are just looking for one last card, it would be great to be able to just get it. Now, I don't know if it's still in the vein of you can't trade when the pack comes directly out, because if that would be the case, it's like, yeah, you know, I wouldn't mind trading a Charizard or a Slowbro or Scizor for the Gengar there, just to be able to have it there to complete out the set. But, I mean, I guess that's just how it's going to be running. Okay, so a couple of guaranteed things. Hopefully we can get something good within these. I think it's this one here.
that we might have it. Oh, look at that one there, the Morpeko. It's having a bunch of sweets and treats there. It's so hangry. It's gotten so much stuff. There's like gold coins from Meowth, a bunch of lollipops. Looks like maybe some gummies in the shape of different Pokemon. Let me see a Munchlax and a Jigglypuff, Pikachu, Eevee, maybe a Coughing there, a little Staryu cookie, some donuts, a little greeting cookie as well, maybe some Pixie Sticks, Team Yell candy cane. Yeah, it's very, very spoiled. Cutie, though. We'll certainly take that as something new. So at least we're getting something new in here. Second Dragonite, we'll take that just in case. I don't think it's the greatest one, but it's still nice to have at least 2 on hand of each card if you're able to. And I think this is our last illustrated rare. Miltank preparing up a whole feast for us. It's got a lot of things that have milk in it there. Milk, cheese, cheesecake, butter, stews, maybe some cottage cheese there, or sour cream. Yeah, a veritable feast, and I'm sure that it's very proud of itself that it's like, yeah, I was able to produce all of this there. And I mean, the bread is probably the one thing, because it's like, other than that, you've got some berries, which makes the jam, so kind of makes sense. I'm just glad that the Miltank is feeling very proud of itself. We stand that. Okay, so now that we've gotten all of those, we're just going to be looking for 2 stars and up, and our 1 EX card that we're really hoping to get. Maybe by not saying its name directly, it will actually show up for us. That would be nice of it. Nope. Not in that one there, but at least we finished up the illustration rares. We will absolutely take both of those and see both of those complete up. Boop, boop. There we go. Now it's just full arts, SIRs, and the shinies. So we will have Callum and Iris. So what is it? Full arts there of Charizard, Slowbro, Manectric, Gengar, and then Callum and Iris. Yep. So that makes sense on those ones there. Will allow us to get a little bit more. That looks like a yes. So I think that's going to be doing it, because, I mean, we don't have any more gold aside from this, so this is probably going to be doing it. Really, really hoping that there's a Gengar in here. Saying its name, not saying its name, proved to not change anything there, so I'm hoping that it just keeps on giving me the Charizards. Come on. We just want 1. We just want 1. Another Groudon art card there, that's fine. Another Darkrai, we'll take that as well. Regular Groudon. Okay, that looked a little bit different amongst the ones that we had. It was purpley and green, which I don't think that we had. I think it was Dark type. No, it was just a Charizard. Darn it. It looked like it could have been the Gengar. It looked... That's too bad. I really, really thought that it was going to be the Gengar. Well, if we don't get the Gengar here, I mean, it's just 1 card, so it's probably would behoove us to just take a peek at it there. And, yep, it looks like we're not going to get it there, which is really unfortunate. It is a small pack, and it just refused to give us the 1 EX card. A bit disappointing that it's doing that sort of thing. So let's take a look at this Mega Gengar here. So it's going to be Stage 2, Dark type, 210 HP, Labyrinth of Shadows, 3 Dark and a Colorless for 120 damage. During your opponent's next turn, they can't play any trainer cards from their hand. Okay, so very much restricting what they're able to do. Would have been great to have gotten it there. EX cost 500, which is a little bit too much. What sort of golds are we getting? 2 of them here. Metal Core Barrier and Arboliva. And then we're getting some shinies of the shiny full arts there. Well, it would have been nice. I still have to try to get that
Ogre Pond, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to try to grab up this Mega Gengar. But we got some stuff. The pull rates seem to be significantly lower this time. So that's the only problem that I see with this particular one. But, still got some nifty ones there. Some of the artwork was really cute. I think that the iris is deceptive, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about that, but it is what it is. We'll have to play around it. So thanks for joining me, taking a look at some of the cards in this one here. I hope that you have some better luck in whatever it is that you are up to. I look forward to having you back probably next month for when they have a new pack. Until then, please take care of yourself. Have a good afternoon, evening, or night, and I'll see you later.